about your tomorrow. Matters not the weather. There's a burning ain't coming.
Thank you for joining us behind the scenes at the Life Coach 2-Day Intensive with Dr. Juanita Bynum II. We're standing here in the training center with one of our students, Miss Crystal. Welcome, Crystal.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about yourself and what has brought you down here to Atlanta, Georgia.
Well, I'm from New York. I live in New York for the past 4 years. I was down here, but I went back to help my mom out.
Okay.
What brought me here was I'm an online member, and I came for the revival, the emergency revival, and I was blessed to attend this 2-day conference.
Now, coming from New York and expecting to go to a revival, what has been the difference between seeing Dr. Bynum on stage in a white robe preaching to being here in a boardroom?
The difference is that in the boardroom, you become aware that she is real, a real person, not this statue, but I'm real just like you.
Wow.
And I go through just like you, but I come out, and here's the secret how to do it.
Wow. And so she shared some of her personal secrets of success during this session. Can you let us know maybe 1 or 2 things that Dr. Bynum II has shared that has just revolutionized your life?
One of the statements that she made that revolutionized my life was, she said, everybody's failure to prepare is not your problem. And I meditated on that. And when I got home, the other flip side of that the Lord gave me was that everybody's emergency is not your emergency either.
Wow.
Which clears the road for my focus. You know?
Wow. Now I see you're wearing our One Focus pin.
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit about that and what that means to you?
One Focus to me at this point means, what is God's plan for my life in the spiritual realm and in the business realm? What is his plan? Get that plan. Stay focused on that plan. Don't look to the left or to the right, but hear him in my spirit and know that God is able to bring it to pass.
Wow, that is incredible. Now, would you tell us and our viewers today, was this class worth everything that you've heard about and saw online? Has it been worth that and more?
Much more. You cannot put a price on this class.
Wow.
Because it not only changes our lives, it changes our mindset. If your mindset change, you change.
Wow. So what would you tell that person in the window that's saying, should I register for this next class? Should I be a part of an intensive class with Dr. Juanita Bynum II? What would you tell them today?
I would tell that person today, at any cost. At any cost. You cannot put a price on your destiny. You cannot put a price on the life that God has for you. If you do, you're going to miss the moment.
What made you make that decision to register?
The decision came when I saw that the class was available online, and it was just at the point that I was in my life. I was very confused, and I was very uncertain about what God had for my future. I knew that it was something greatness, and I do believe that greatness recognizes greatness. So when I saw that it was Juanita Bynum, I said, it was just everything in me said, you have to get there. It doesn't matter what you need to do to get there, but you have to be there.
Now, I wasn't able to be a part of the sessions and hear all of the teachings. Can you fill me in just a little bit about what was discussed and shared during the sessions?
Absolutely. One of the biggest things that was discussed that I took from the class was when Dr. Bynum talked about frenemies. And she said that a frenemy is a friend who hinders your destiny. And that impacted me so much because I'm looking at the people that I hang around, and it makes me realize that some of the people are only meant to be in my life for a season.
That is good.
The biggest thing that I took from here was the principle of convergence. And it reminds me of having equilibrium. It reminds me of, like, for example, if you have an ear problem, it keeps your balance off. You can't walk straight. And so it makes me focus on everything in my life that needs to come together and converge and push me into my destiny.
Wow. Great. So tell me, how has the class been thus far?
It has been mind-blowing. It's fulfilling more than what I could imagine when I registered.
Wow. And we know you're coming all the way from Florida.
Yes.
What made you make that decision that I have to leave Florida, take time off of work, and make the investment for these 2 days?
First of all, Juanita Bynum, just hearing that she was going to be so tangible and so touchable, I knew this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I followed her for years, and I've seen her from 30,000 feet away, but 12 feet made a big difference. Wow. And I knew in that presence, because of what I was going through in my life at the time, I felt like I needed something I call spiritual therapy. And not because I was going crazy in my mind, but I was wrestling in my spirit with trying to understand what God wanted me to do. And I needed somebody who understood that God was calling us not only to live in the church, but outside the church and affect the world.
Wow. Tell me just a few things that Dr. Juanita Bynum II has taught during these one-on-one sessions.
She taught that we don't need more power. And we don't need to pray for more power, because God gave us the power when we accepted him. But what we pray for is wisdom to access that power. And as you get a futuristic mindset, wisdom gravitates to you. So forget about the past. Reach and press for what's in front of you. And as you trust and go forward in what God has said on the inside, wisdom will meet us on the outside.
What is one thing that you learned during this intensive class that you're going to start with?
She made a quote that success is accessible to everybody. And when I sit down, what I'm going to do is go back through my mind, go back through my dreams, go back through my visions, and take the limits off of God. Because if it's accessible and I'm with the greatest power that there is, then there's nothing that should stop me besides me. And so when I get over the rejection, when I get over the refusal and the unbelief in me, then I can receive what God has for me.
Somebody in the window is wondering, should I register for an intensive class? Who do I need to be to register for an intensive class? Can you tell us?
You just need to want all that God has for you. If you don't want to just accept what has been given to you, and you believe that God really will fulfill the promises that he's spoken to you, the promises that you read about, if you desire to have all of God, then you need to be here.
Wow, well, you've heard it here first, behind the scenes at the Dr. Juanita Bynum II 2-day Life Coach Intensive with Miss Natasha.
I'm Natasha, and I just came into focus.